What the?
From faint sounds in the woods to shadows that move just out of sight, this footage captures nights in the wilderness where people go in and sometimes never come out. Back in 2023, a treasure hunter, along with his dog, went into Roosevelt National Forest for a hike in the hope of finding something valuable. Just a few minutes in, he heard something he never expected.
I don't know, get me to stop digging and move on.
It was a loud roar coming from somewhere in the distance, but still clear enough to be heard. The man didn't wait around. He quickly moved back toward his car, knowing it was better to leave as fast as possible. As he backed away, the camera showed a wider view before focusing on his dog.
Okay, come on. Okay, come on.
The dog was hiding underneath the car, clearly terrified and refusing to come out. Dogs don't usually react like that for no reason. Whatever made that sound was enough to scare the dog into freezing in place. Thankfully, the man made it out safely, but not everyone who enters Roosevelt National Forest is that lucky. This brings us to the story of Jaryd Atadero, a 3-year-old boy who went hiking and never came back. In October 1999, Jaryd was hiking on the Big South Trail with members of a Christian social group. At some point, the group split into a faster group and a slower one. Jaryd ran ahead, and the last people to see him were 2 fishermen on the trail. They didn't think anything was wrong because they saw other adults nearby and assumed Jaryd was with them. Shortly after, the group heard a loud scream. His sister later said it sounded confusing, almost playful, but also wrong. They searched for him for about an hour before realizing he was gone and reporting it. What makes this case unsettling is what didn't add up later. When parts of Jaryd were eventually found years after, experts argued that the signs did not match what a mountain lion would usually leave behind. His clothing showed details that didn't fit a typical animal encounter, and some items appeared untouched in ways that raised more questions. Because of that, the idea that something else large and unknown may have been involved has never fully gone away, especially given the strange sounds and fear reported in this same forest. And it doesn't stop there. This is the same general area where the infamous Colorado Bigfoot footage was filmed. Sightings around Roosevelt National Forest keep coming in. In August 2017, a man named Mr. Yeoman was inside his home in Colorado when he noticed a strong rotten smell and movement outside his window. He first thought it was a bear, but when it came closer, the eyes were too large and too far apart to be one. The figure stood near the window, slowly swaying side to side, and at one point even closed its eyes, as if it thought it couldn't be seen. The man, shaking, started recording as it calmly moved back and forth outside the window for several minutes. When his wife saw it, she screamed and ran away, and shortly after, the figure slowly walked off and disappeared. Police later reviewed the footage with mixed reactions, and the man later reported seeing eye shine from the same figure at night near fire lines, without any aggressive behavior. Then in 2021, a couple of friends were driving late at night near Roosevelt National Forest when they felt like something was following them. As they checked the rear-view camera, this is what they saw. A figure running straight toward their car. Thankfully, they sped off before it could reach them. Some people were quick to say it looked human, maybe just someone on the road, but the people inside the car didn't believe that. To them, it wasn't human at all. It was something else, something far more unsettling. And in 2025, the strange encounters continued. A fisherman was out doing his usual routine when he suddenly felt like he was being watched. When he looked around, this is what he saw.
Es el hijo de King Kong.
A face, one clear eye staring directly at him, matching the exact feeling he had moments before. Some dismissed it as pareidolia, but others pointed out the details. The birds were quiet, the forest was silent, and even the man's instincts were telling him something wasn't right. Also, in 2025, two friends were walking near a frozen pond on Trail 5 when the silent forest was suddenly broken by an extremely loud, thunder-like sound, so strong it startled and disoriented them. Later, they heard clear tree knocking echoing from the direction they came from, and as they walked back past the pond, the same massive sound happened again, even louder. Along the trail, they noticed large tree breaks that didn't look recent, leaving them unsure what caused the sounds but convinced it wasn't the ice or another person. When you put all of this together, it paints a disturbing picture. A young child vanishes without clear answers, and over the years, the same forest keeps producing encounters that leave people shaken, confused, and scared. Strange sounds, strange figures, and that same feeling of being watched keep coming up again and again. Roosevelt National Forest is meant to be a place of peace and nature, but for some, it became the last place they were ever seen, whether it's unexplained disappearances like Jaryd Atadero's, or the many unsettling encounters reported long after. One thing stays the same. Sometimes it feels like the forest doesn't just hide things, sometimes the forest takes them. Back in 2023, a man was hiking somewhere in Minnesota when he heard strange noises. Suddenly, the woods went completely silent. Thinking it was odd, he looked around, and that's when he saw this. At first, it looked like a tree covered in snow, but the color, the shape, it didn't belong there. It looked more like a hairy creature, standing perfectly still, clinging to the tree. The fur was long and thick, and the stillness made it almost seem fake, until its eyes blinked. The man filming froze in fear. Even though the creature seemed to be hiding, it didn't make it any less dangerous. He left the area as quickly as he could. After seeing this video, it made me think about Jordan Greer and what happened to him not too far from that area. Jordan was a 29-year-old outdoorsman from New Mexico who had spent over a decade living in the woods. He knew how to survive on his own, which is why it was so strange that when authorities eventually found his campsite, most of his belongings were scattered and there was a large amount of blood in his hammock. Jordan had traveled to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota in October 2018, looking for a place to live through the winter. He sent his family a photo of a beaver pond near his campsite on October 8th and went to get supplies the next day. But after that, he vanished. When his campsite was discovered months later, clothing, personal items, and a pile of camping gear were found, along with traces of blood, but Jordan himself was nowhere to be seen. The remoteness of the area and the way his camp was left made some wonder if the disappearance could be linked to something like the creature spotted, especially since nothing else at the site fully explained what happened. Just like no one could explain what these hikers saw in the Minnesota wilderness, another strange sighting was caught on camera. A group of friends filmed one of their own running toward the camera when something else moved in the trees. Take a look.
All right, go. What the?
A figure from the other side emerged and ran towards the other trees. The man with the camera tried to see what it was, but when he reached the spot, the figure was already gone, as if never there. By the looks of it, was hairy and huge, long arms and sprinted walk, all the signs a proper Bigfoot has. Not long after that, there was another report. One night, a guitar player from a band was sitting outside late near a picnic table. The next morning, he was shaken and said he saw something massive walk through the yard with a black cone-shaped head, loud movements, and red eyes. At the time, it was taken as a joke. About a month later, around 4 in the morning, the same man and his wife were woken up. The yard lights weren't working, and they saw two of them walking through the yard, coming from the highway and heading toward the river along the fence line. This time, it was no longer something easy to brush off. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Minnesota doesn't have a traditional Bigfoot legend, but it does have the story of the Minnesota Iceman. This was a man-like creature frozen in a block of ice, shown at shopping malls, state fairs, and carnivals in the 1960s and early 1970s, promoted as the missing link. It was described as male, about 6 feet tall, very hairy, with large hands and feet and a flat nose. One of its arms appeared broken and one eye looked like it had been knocked out. Some cryptozoologists suggested it could have been a Neanderthal, Bigfoot, Yeti, or even a frozen prehistoric human. While mainstream scientists later said it was likely a carnival exhibit, others who examined it at the time reported seeing putrefaction where the ice had melted, noting it looked like a genuine creature. For decades, the Minnesota Iceman has remained one of those cases that was never fully proven or explained. These sightings and the disappearance of Jordan Grider share something unsettling. The wilderness itself seems to harbor mysteries we can't explain. People vanish, belongings are left behind, and strange, massive creatures are glimpsed in the shadows. While skeptics argue these encounters are hoaxes or misidentifications, the patterns remain. Could the forest itself be hiding something ancient and dangerous, something that occasionally takes those who venture too deep? From Jordan's unexplained disappearance to eyewitness accounts of hairy humanoid figures, these cases suggest that some of the forests in North America may hold creatures we've yet to understand, linking the missing 411 phenomenon with cryptid sightings in ways that science still can't fully explain. Back in 2024, a camper in Arizona decided to spend a couple of nights in the woods. However, he didn't know that the experience he would get there would be terrifying. The first night he camped, and when he lay down to sleep, he heard some branches snapping outside. Not paying much attention, he went back to sleep. However, the next night, the same thing happened, so he started recording. Take a look.
For whatever reason, these creatures are building structures around my tent.
The man wasn't scared of whatever those creatures were, and maybe that's why they remained unbothered too. The next day, when he woke up and stepped out of his camp, this is what he saw.
For whatever reasons, they're building these structures.
The tree branches were snapped in half and set up in a strange manner. It wasn't the type of behavior ever seen in an animal, and even the deer common in that area couldn't do that. So what was it? As the question lingered in the camper's mind, he decided to stay a couple more days in the hope of seeing the creature. And not long after, he recorded this.
There they go.
It looked like a massive creature moving through the snow, completely covered in thick fur. The way it glided over the deep snow made it clear it wasn't human. The man filming finally understood what he was dealing with. Now, he's thinking about gathering a few others and setting out on a proper investigation to find out what these creatures really are and what they're doing. But that wasn't where the story ended. Arizona has long been home to tales of a mysterious beast, the Mogollon monster. Deep in the forests and canyons of the Mogollon Rim, people say this creature wanders the wilderness, leaving behind snapped branches, strange footprints.
And after that,
Locals describe it much like Bigfoot, a huge, hairy giant, sometimes over 7 feet tall, moving through rugged terrain as if it were nothing. Some even believe this creature has existed for centuries, appearing in native stories as a guardian of the land, a spirit that watches over the forests. But it doesn't stop there. Not every figure caught on camera in Arizona looks like the classic fur-covered giant. Some are different, pale, almost human, with skin stretched tight over their bones. That's where another legend comes into play. The Navajo speak of skinwalkers, witches who abandoned their humanity through dark rituals, gaining the power to change shape. Some walk on 2 legs as wolves or coyotes. Others take on the faces of people you know, and all of them move in ways no human could. Witnesses report seeing glowing eyes in the night or hearing voices calling from the trees, voices that sound human at first until you realize no one is there. And that's when the arguments start. Each new video, each shadow in the trees, or figure on a ridge, something too large to be human, sparks debate. What the camper saw that day or heard that night, was it the Mogollon monster, a skinwalker in disguise? Or are both legends somehow overlapping, roaming the same forests and deserts? Yellowstone has actually had encounters like this more often than most people realize. About a year ago, a woman named Kathy shared her sighting in the park. She was alone and felt dizzy and disoriented before heading back to her car. While driving through the thick forests, she noticed dark shapes moving in the trees. It was the kind of forest where anything could be hiding. She told a park ranger about it, but he dismissed her. That frustrated her. But she was adamant about what she saw. Kathy sounded a little scattered because of a past medical issue, but she was very convinced about the figure she saw, a huge, human-like creature moving through the Yellowstone wilderness. Stories like hers show that Yellowstone isn't just home to bears and wolves. People keep spotting these large, upright figures lurking in the trees, just watching, sometimes following, always disappearing before they can be properly seen. Kathy's Yellowstone encounter are part of a pattern, strange, massive creatures appearing in national parks, leaving behind fear and questions. Whether it's curiosity, territorial behavior, or something else entirely, one thing is clear. These forests are full of watchers, and they're not meant to be found. Todd Standing, a movie director, decided to investigate and record everything for his documentary as he went looking for Sasquatches throughout British Columbia, Canada. As night approached, Todd says he could sense some kind of presence around him. He didn't stop investigating, and that's when he reached this point.
And an arm are pointed back towards me, and this creature has no idea that I can see it right now. The reason I know it's there is I've seen the trackway, and that is standing out to me like a...
There was a creature Todd could see, and that's when he decided to approach and see what would happen. However, after taking one step toward the creature, a huge log came flying toward him. Fortunately, he didn't get hit, but the creature disappeared, leaving Todd puzzled. All of this was part of his documentary, Discovering Bigfoot, which some people believe in and others do not. Some think he's a fake, others think he's as real as can be. But whatever the opinions, it's clear in this video that Todd was quite alone, and that big log really did come flying toward him. So I'll leave this one for you to decide.
From alleged UFO sightings in Brazil to bizarre creatures of the deep sea, this video will take you on a journey through some of the most fascinating and puzzling phenomena caught on camera. Let's explore the unknown. UFO sightings have sparked curiosity, fear, and debate for decades. But what if one of those sightings was more than just a trick of the light? In this video, we explore an alleged encounter that has taken the world by storm. In the Brazilian city of Curitiba, residents spotted something extraordinary, a flying saucer hovering in the sky. They captured it on video, and the footage quickly spread across social networks, leaving people baffled. The video genuinely looks authentic. Even zooming in, you can clearly see that it resembles a flying saucer with no obvious signs of foul play. And if it's real, this is truly mind-blowing. A flying saucer hovering so high in the air with no visible propulsion or exhaust system. How fascinating is that? Some reputable experts in Brazil have come forward, claiming the video is authentic, while the Brazilian Air Force even held a press conference, admitting they have no explanation for what was seen. Could this be the proof we've all been waiting for? Or is there another explanation lurking in the shadows? In the vastness of our skies, sometimes we witness phenomena that defy explanation, like this next clip. Captured from a distance in a city, the video reveals a strange red glow hovering in the sky. But it doesn't stop there. Out of nowhere, a blue beam appears, intersecting right at that glowing point. What's puzzling is the origin of the beam. Does it shoot up from the ground toward the red glow, or is it descending from the glow itself? As if it's teasing us, the beam flickers on and off several times, almost as if a portal is trying to open, just like in a Marvel movie when Thor makes his dramatic entrance. Could this really be some kind of interstellar gateway connecting distant points in the universe? Or is there a more down-to-earth explanation? Whatever it is, this sight leaves us with more questions than answers. Here's something you don't see every day: a baby turtle or tortoise with 2 heads. In this clip, the person recording offers a single piece of food to this unusual creature, and the 2 heads immediately start competing for it. It's like watching siblings argue over the last slice of pizza. Except these siblings are literally attached. One head even tries to bite the other, as if to say, "Hey, that's mine." But finally, after a bit of a struggle, one head emerges victorious and snatches the food. It's a fascinating, albeit slightly chaotic, glimpse into the life of a creature that's truly one of a kind. Sometimes even fish seem to have their own grand escape plans, and this one is nothing short of impressive. In this security footage from a commercial fish farm, everything seems normal at first. A few fish swim around lazily in a large tank, just another day in the life. But then, out of nowhere, one of the fish takes a leap of faith. Literally, it jumps right out of the big tank and lands on the ground. Now you'd think that's the end of the line, but this fish has other plans. It struggles, flopping and flipping its way across the ground. And where is it headed? Toward what looks like a larger pond about 10 feet away. It's almost as if this fish knew exactly where it was going. With sheer determination, it finally reaches the pond and, without missing a beat, disappears into the water. Just like that, it's gone, free in a new and much bigger home. Talk about making a splash in life. This fish definitely wasn't settling for less. Imagine reaching the highest peak in Poland after an exhausting climb, only to find a cat waiting for you at the summit. That's exactly what happened to these climbers as they ascended to the top of Mount Ricey, standing tall at 2,500 meters. Sitting calmly at the summit is this cat. How on earth did it get up there? And more importantly, how is it surviving in such a harsh environment? It's a mystery as puzzling as the climb itself. Was it a stray seeking adventure, or did it somehow find its way from a nearby village? Whatever the case, this resilient feline seems to have conquered the mountain just as much as these climbers did. It's a moment that leaves you in awe, not just of the stunning landscape, but of the unexpected encounters that nature has in store. Ever seen something that makes you do a double take? Take a look at this creature. It's not quite what you'd expect. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary crocodile or alligator, but then you notice something strange. That tail. It's almost as if this reptile has a fish-like tail, something you'd expect to see on a mermaid rather than a croc. Nature always has a way of surprising us with its oddities. And this is a perfect example. It raises so many questions. How did this happen? Is it a genetic mutation, or is there something else at play here? Whatever the explanation, one thing's for sure. This little guy is one unique specimen. It's not every day you come across a creature that blurs the lines between species like this. Sometimes, bravery comes in the most unexpected forms, like this woman who found herself in a tense situation by the riverbank. Most people would panic, but not this woman. Instead, she grabs her slippers, of all things, and with remarkable calm, she waves them at the crocodile. And believe it or not, it works. The massive reptile, probably surprised by this unexpected defense, turns away and swims off, leaving the woman and her pup unharmed. Who would have thought that slippers could be a match for a crocodile? But it just goes to show that sometimes all you need is a little courage and the right footwear. As funny as this might be, don't try this yourself. Crocodiles are ferocious beings, and humans and dogs are no match for them. If you see one coming your way, scoot in the opposite direction. Nature can be both fascinating and unsettling, and this clip is a perfect example. Here, we see a snake that's clearly bitten off more than it can chew. The snake has tried to swallow something much too big for it to handle. As it struggles, its body curves and bends in an almost painful-looking way. Slowly but surely, it begins to spit out its oversized meal. It's a reminder of the wild unpredictability of nature, where even the top predators sometimes have to admit defeat. As the snake continues to spit out its prey, you can't help but wonder how it even got to this point. Whatever this creature is, it's been a bad day for both predator and prey. The prey died, but the predator didn't get to enjoy its meal either. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Some things in nature are so rare that they leave you speechless, like this little chick with not just 2, but 4 legs. This unusual sight is the result of a rare genetic mutation, giving this chick an extra set of limbs. While it might look cute and fascinating, it also raises questions about how this tiny bird will adapt to life with twice as many legs as its fellow chicks. 4-legged chickens are an anomaly, a reminder of nature's unpredictability. Despite its unusual appearance, this chick is just like any other, deserving of a chance to grow and explore the world, albeit with a few extra steps along the way. Sometimes, the best comedy unfolds right in front of you, like this hilarious encounter between a raccoon and a man driving down the road.
We drunk? What's wrong?
Instead of a smooth getaway, the raccoon hops away in the most awkward, funny manner you've ever seen. The driver, clearly amused, asks the raccoon if it's drunk.
We drunk?
And what's wrong with it? The irony, from the sound of the driver's slurred voice, it seems like he might not be too steady himself. You can't see him, but his voice is enough to make you wonder if this clip has 2 stars under the influence.
Hey, get out of there. You better get out of there.
Overall, it's one of those moments where both man and beast deliver a laugh-out-loud performance, and you can't help but enjoy the comedy of it all. Imagine casting your line into the ocean, only to reel in something that makes you question reality. That's exactly what happened to this fisherman.
Hey, wait! Everybody get down here for a photo!
As he starts pulling in his catch, he can't believe his eyes. He's hooked what looks like a chainsaw. The jagged, toothy outline is unmistakable. And for a moment, he's genuinely puzzled. Who on earth dropped a chainsaw into the ocean? But as he pulls it closer, the truth becomes clear. This isn't a lost tool. It's a sawfish, with its long, saw-like snout covered in sharp teeth. It's no wonder he was confused. Sawfish are fascinating creatures. with their unique rostrum that they use to slash through schools of fish, stunning their prey. It's a catch of a lifetime, and certainly not what this fisherman expected when he cast his line. The ocean is full of surprises, and this sawfish is proof that sometimes you really do hook the most unexpected things. As you've seen, the world is full of strange and wondrous events that defy explanation. Whether it's mysterious creatures or unexpected encounters, one thing is certain: stay curious and subscribe to keep exploring the unknown. Taking it back to 2020, this video showcases a truly strange phenomenon unfolding in the skies, leaving many to wonder if it had godly origins. Hailing from Florida, the footage was captured by a driver who noticed a strange, luminous object emerging from behind the clouds. It moved across the sky as if someone were wielding a giant flashlight, casting an ethereal glow. The sight persisted for over a minute before the video abruptly ended. It's a scene reminiscent of something out of a fantasy game, as if the heavens were sending us a rare quest or message. While some may interpret it as a sign from a higher power, a more grounded explanation could be at play. It's possible that sunlight filtering through unusual cloud formations is causing this luminous display, though we lack concrete proof. If you've encountered this strange phenomenon, or have insights to share, feel free to drop a comment below and join the discussion. Some people out there believe in the existence of aliens, claiming they might be lurking beneath the sea disguised as aquatic beings. I've always been skeptical, but videos like this one really make me question my doubts. In this footage from Kiowa Island, South Carolina, we witness a bizarre moment captured by a group of fishermen on their fishing expedition. As one of them records, another showcases a truly bizarre fish they've just reeled in. This fish is unlike anything they've encountered before, sporting a peculiar mouth-like opening below its original head. Its body length and features are also far from the norm, but it's that unusual mouth that gives it an otherworldly appearance. With its gooey texture and an oddly shaped tail, it wouldn't be out of place in a sci-fi movie featuring extraterrestrial creatures. While it's possible that this fish is the product of some genetic mutation, mutations can sometimes yield eerie and unsettling results like this one. Now, the real question remains: will the fishermen decide to sell this mysterious catch at the market? Or will they make it disappear, never to be seen again? A trail camera set up to study the deer population in the Canadian woods captured a strange sight that has left researchers with more questions than answers. In the footage, recorded at night, the trail camera captures the tranquil beauty of the forest. However, suddenly there is a movement in the distant darkness, accompanied by a sudden burst of bright light. The deer grazing in the vicinity become startled by the passing of this mysterious entity and become more alert. Upon closer inspection of the footage, it becomes apparent that something out of the ordinary is afoot. Zooming in reveals the presence of a ghostly figure, seemingly carrying a light source, possibly a lantern, as it moves through the woods. Though the sighting is fleeting, it leaves an indelible impression on both the camera and the deer. Also, unlike some videos that could be attributed to computer-generated imagery, the genuine reaction of the deer adds credibility to the sighting. Incidents like these make me hesitant to venture into the forest for pending adventures, as the unknown can be both fascinating and unsettling. Ever felt like someone's watching you while walking alone? Well, this hiker experienced just that and decided to record what he sensed. In a forest, he felt eyes fixated on him, prompting him to open his camera. What he captured was a black figure peering directly at him from behind a tree. This mysterious being was stalking the hiker, completely unaware of being spotted. The creature, like others we have seen in previous clips, appeared quite humanoid and was covered in thick black fur. To me, it resembled a Bigfoot, but it's hard to say for sure since the video was recorded from a distance, making the facial features less visible. What are your thoughts on this stalking creature? Could it be a Bigfoot? Or might it be something even more terrifying? The video leaves us with a sense of mystery and intrigue about what lurks in the depths of the forest. While on a forest road trip in California, a family encountered an eerie sight captured in front of their car's headlights. As they traversed a desolate forest road, the camera revealed a massive, hairy creature staring directly at them from the dark woods. The creature, covered in thick black fur, exhibited a humanoid posture and body frame. The eerie aspect of the clip lay in the mysterious identity of this creature, which seemed to be patiently waiting in the woods, creating a chilling atmosphere, as if anticipating someone's arrival to carry out its unknown intentions. It is advisable to keep driving in such situations unless faced with an extreme emergency to avoid potential encounters with such unsettling entities. This footage from Australia gives us a glimpse of why life there can be a bit challenging. In the video, captured on a security camera, a homeowner steps into her backyard at night, drawn by strange noises. Suddenly, she's taken aback by a peculiar flying bug darting towards her. Startled, she quickly swats it away with her hands and retreats indoors, slamming the door shut behind her. The bug is huge, and its flight pattern is quite odd, almost as if it's carrying something while flying. Maybe it's just a regular insect with its prey in its mouth, but the size of the prey seems too big for that. Luckily, the lady manages to shut the door before the creepy bug can follow her inside. It's moments like these that remind us of the wild and unpredictable nature of Australia's wildlife. Working as a zookeeper is usually a dream job, surrounded by nature and animals. However, there are moments like this one that make me question that belief. This clip, captured at the Fort Worth Zoo by a tourist, depicts a terrifying scene as a zookeeper finds herself being chased by a silverback gorilla. Emerging from its den, the silverback spots the zookeeper, prompting it to become agitated and pursue her. The zookeeper, panicked and frantic, dashes towards the exit door, pleading for assistance as she stands in the narrow doorway. Fortunately, luck is on the zookeeper's side as the silverback, after a fierce and agile pursuit, decides to halt. Pausing in its tracks, the silverback fixes its gaze directly at the zookeeper, perhaps issuing a warning to stay out of its territory. It was a harrowing experience, and one that certainly sent chills down the spines of the tourists witnessing it firsthand. However, upon reflection, it's clear that the incident was likely a result of the zookeeper inadvertently intruding upon the gorilla's space. Silverback gorillas are renowned for their territorial behavior, and the one in the video simply acted according to its natural instinct. This video, shared on Instagram, serves as a chilling reminder of why late-night trips to the kitchen might not be the best idea, and why keeping a water bottle by your bedside is a wise move. Recorded by a Nanny cam, the footage unveils a dimly lit kitchen. Suddenly, the motion sensor light flickers on as the homeowner enters the room, but as the light illuminates the space, something eerie catches the eye. A head peeking through the partially opened door beside the fridge. Swiftly, The mysterious figure retreats into the shadows, seemingly unnoticed by the homeowner. Unaware of the presence lurking in her home, the homeowner proceeds with her task and closes the door before exiting the frame. It's a spine-tingling moment, realizing that someone or something was watching from the shadows without your knowledge. Describing the creature's appearance sends shivers down the spine. It certainly doesn't resemble anything human. With its alien-like facial features, characterized by large, hollow black eyes and pallid white skin, it's a sight straight out of a horror movie. After witnessing this unsettling encounter, I will keep a water bottle within arm's reach at all times, so I never have to face such an unnerving situation like that. A group of guys found something terrifying inside an abandoned house during the night. They seemed to be on the hunt for something, possibly curious or intrigued by the house's history, or rumors that it might be haunted.
Cover my back, alright.
As they explore, their suspicions seem to be confirmed in a startling way. Suddenly, a humanoid shape appears, emerging from behind one of the doors. The possibility that it might be a ghost seems to fit the eerie setting and the house's abandoned, mysterious nature. The video's blurriness makes it hard to see any clear details, adding to the spooky and uncertain atmosphere of the encounter. The appearance of this figure triggers immediate fear in the group. Their reaction is instinctive. They start to run, hurrying down the stairs in an attempt to leave the house as quickly as possible. I don't know how these people are so brave to go check this kind of places. I am terrified only by the idea of a ghost. In this video, a man films the peak of a towering mountain. As he zooms in, the camera reveals a surprising sight atop the mountain, a large black figure, its size and shape evoking the image of the legendary Bigfoot. The figure's presence on the cloud, enshrouded peak, adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to the footage. The contrast between the distant lofty peak and the striking silhouette of the figure is striking. Watching this, one can't help but feel a sense of unease mixed with fascination. The possibility of such a creature like Bigfoot existing in such remote and inaccessible places stirs the imagination and curiosity. Uploaded about 4 years ago, this clip still serves as stuff of nightmares for whoever watches it. Recorded by a security camera mounted on the front of the house to keep an eye on burglars or intruders. This clip recorded a terrifying thing. At first, nothing seems unusual, but then a figure appears to be coming towards the gate of the house. And as moments pass, we can see that the figure walks through the gate without even opening it. Many people on the internet blamed it on the camera being faulty, but if it was that, then how did he not open the gate before entering? The figure starts off as a weird silhouette of a man, and ends up as a normal human being walking towards the house. And that's what is most scary about this clip. No one in the house had ever seen this man before, even in their neighborhood, and according to them, they never saw anyone entering the house either. But then what was it? For me, the video looks quite genuine, but there's still a chance that it could be edited or a glitch. A man was filming a river in Payson Canyon when he heard noises in trees above the area that caught his attention. He turned his camera as he looked up, trying to catch whatever there was on camera, and that is when he caught the elusive creature on camera. A huge creature can be spotted behind the trees wandering in the woods. The walk looked almost human-like, but the physique did not. The creature looked more like a human than any animal, but a gigantic one, making the man realize it could be the infamous Bigfoot. The man captured the footage in the spring of 2015, but said he was unsure if he should show it to anyone because he didn't want to sound crazy. However, he later found some courage and uploaded it on YouTube, causing mixed reactions from everyone who laid their eyes on it. As for the authenticity of the video, I leave it up to you, the viewer, to decide. Humans have always been curious in nature, and untouched places where no one has been for years always spark a pinch of curiosity in us. The same thing happened to this man who saw an abandoned cabin in the middle of the woods and decided to explore it, and that too in the dead of the night. As darkness covered everything, the man moved in the unexplored territory with just his flashlight and camera on, unknown to the danger that was about to come his way. As he moves forward and goes into the cabin, a creepy cryptid appears on the camera, stunned by the sudden appearance of the human who had disturbed its peace. At first, it looked like a cardboard piece or something, but the glowing eyes and the way it slightly turned after spotting the man makes it look legit. The creature was small, had black skin, and two piercingly glowing eyes, giving it a look of a devil in the making. This was enough to freak the man out as he runs for his life. What exactly was that thing? A demon, a ghost, or something else? Imagine stepping outside at night to investigate strange noises, only to be confronted by a demon. This video, straight out of the United Arab Emirates, captures what some viewers claim to be a demon creature. And let me tell you, it's nothing short of unsettling. Perched atop a wall is this massive black-furred creature that initially appears gorilla-like. But as the footage unfolds, it becomes clear that this is no ordinary ape. It's got a face straight out of nightmares, demonic and sinister, with long claws and devilish horns. The way it bares its teeth and locks eyes with the camera sends shivers down your spine. Now, some skeptics might say, hoax, and suggest it's just someone in a demon costume. But the sheer terror in the cameraman's voice and the genuine fear in the air, it's enough to make you wonder if there's more to this than meets the eye. Whether real or not, it's certainly enough to make you think twice about venturing out into the night. A couple returns from vacation, immediately sells their house, and buys another one, all because of what they saw in this video. In this intriguing video, we witness a dining room with a staircase adjacent to the dining table. Gradually, a mysterious figure seems to appear on top of the staircase and start to descend. The figure appears smoky and translucent, with its humanoid form taking deliberate steps downward. What's striking is that no one was home at the time. The couple had been away on vacation, so if it wasn't a human figure, then who or what was it? Judging by the transparency and smoky appearance, it seems like some sort of ghost or spirit, you know, the kind that tends to stir up trouble when they think nobody's around. Luckily, thanks to modern camera tech, we can capture moments like this and get a glimpse into the paranormal. Ever come across the infinite water glitch in the Matrix? Well, get ready for a mind-bending sight. This video hails from Australia and showcases a tree seemingly sprouting a continuous stream of water, like it's tapped into an infinite supply. Some viewers are calling it a miracle, while others are throwing around the word paranormal. However, before we dive into conspiracy theories, there's actually a pretty logical explanation for this phenomenon. You see, sometimes hollow trees can act like natural water storage tanks, especially after a good rain. When they fill up, they can release water in a steady stream like this. And if you take a peek in the background, you'll notice the puddles of water on the ground. likely from recent rainfall that filled up the tree. Sure, it might not be as mysterious as it first seems, but the idea of these water-storing trees is still pretty fascinating, don't you think? This next clip from Pakistan has viewers buzzing about a possible sighting of a jinn. In this security camera footage, we see a street scene, but there's something unusual. A mysterious figure that appears to be floating. Its presence is unsettling as it glides close to the camera, draped in what looks like a cape. Strangely, it only seems to have one leg, while the rest of its body hovers above the ground. It's reminiscent of the white version of the Grim Reaper. But here's where things get even weirder. After floating around for a bit, this figure starts to vanish into thin air, leaving us in shock and awe. Now, appearance-wise, this entity bears a striking resemblance to a jinn, mythical creatures known in pre-Islamic Arabian culture. Like humans, jinn are said to coexist with us, and this video seems to capture a glimpse of one. Another mind-boggling video from Reddit, showcasing the mysterious and bizarre creatures lurking in our seas. In this clip, we're treated to the sight of a worm, gracefully wriggling and swimming on the water's surface. But here's where things get really weird. As soon as the person behind the camera disturbs it, the worm dissolves into the water. Talk about strange, right? Now, Redditors who've watched this video are scratching their heads in confusion. Some reckon it's just ripple waves carrying debris that disintegrates upon disturbance. Others, with a more believable speculation, that these are pyrosomes, microbial colonies drifting with the current that separate upon disturbance. These pyrosomes can even stretch up to a whopping 18 meters long. Imagine encountering an 18-meter worm-like creature, only for it to vanish into thin air as soon as it touches you. That's enough to make anyone question their sanity. Ever stumbled upon a random clip on Reddit and found yourself hoping and praying that it's just a fake? Because if it turned out to be real, it would shake your very existence. This particular clip was captured by a security camera in a California house during the night. The footage reveals something incredibly eerie lurking in the darkness of the backyard. It's a strange figure that moves in a chilling and unsettling manner, sending shivers down your spine. Every aspect of this figure exudes terror and ghostly presence, from its unnatural walk to its distorted body shape. The darkness and low light obscure much of the figure's appearance, but it seems humanoid with a bizarre upper body shape and lacking a head. After a while, the figure abruptly zooms into the air and disappears from the camera frame, leaving us confused and disturbed. Like many others, I find myself puzzled and unnerved by the mysterious creature captured in this footage. Ever had that eerie feeling of being watched when you're alone at home? Most of us dismiss it as just our imagination, but sometimes it might not be so far-fetched. This video, shared on Instagram by a user claiming to have captured a ghostly encounter, shows the uploader recording herself in a dimly lit room using her mobile camera. Suddenly, our attention is drawn to something terrifying, a creepy face peeking out from her wardrobe door. The face is large and seems to be fixated on the girl, as if stalking her. The girl is visibly shaken but determined to capture the eerie presence on camera. However, just as she's focused on filming, something falls inside the wardrobe, producing a loud sound. This spine-chilling clip leaves us questioning the true nature of the supernatural. One can't help but wonder if the girl still lives in that house, or if she ran away in fear. If I were in her shoes, I'd probably sell the house for $1 and never look back. This next clip will keep you on the edge of your seat with every passing second, serving as a stark reminder. Recorded by a home security camera in Canada, this video captures a heart-stopping life and death situation. In the video, there is a snow-covered backyard with a frozen pool where 2 dogs are happily playing. Suddenly, one of them falls into the pool, breaking through the icy surface and disappearing beneath the freezing water. Thankfully, the owner notices from inside the house and rushes to the rescue. However, locating the dog proves to be a daunting task, as the ice covering the pool obscures any signs of the struggling pet. With time ticking away, the owner becomes increasingly anxious, frantically trying to locate the dog. Thinking quickly, the owner shifts tactics, darting around the pool to gain a better vantage point. Finally, her perseverance pays off as she spots the dog and swiftly pulls it to safety. The dog is unharmed, thanks to the owner's heroic and dedicated efforts. This video serves as a reminder to always keep a watchful eye on our pets, especially in challenging weather conditions. A clip circulating on Facebook may look like a scene from the Wild West, but surprisingly, it was captured right here in sunny California. How, you may ask? The scene you just witnessed isn't from a classic cowboy movie. Instead, it's a real-life phenomenon captured by a driver. The video depicts heavy winds sweeping across the landscape, carrying an army of bushes along with them. These bushes cover the road, spinning and tumbling as they go. They came in various sizes, from small to massive. They all joined in the dance. What you've witnessed are tumbleweeds, nature's quirky creation. Their round shape makes them perfect for tumbling in the wind, and their lightweight nature allows them to travel effortlessly. While they may evoke a sense of nostalgia for the Wild West, tumbleweeds can also pose a significant danger, especially in large quantities, as they are highly flammable. So, while we may have been hoping for a taste of the Wild West, this unexpected encounter with tumbleweeds certainly wasn't what we had in mind. In March 2015, a hiker embarked on a hiking expedition in the woods of Modrava, Czech Republic, and what he encountered would forever disrupt his life. As the hiker traversed through the forest, he suddenly heard strange sounds emanating from the south. Intrigued and somewhat unnerved, he began recording, capturing the eerie noises. The sounds resembled a woman's cry for help, sending shivers down the hiker's spine. Determined to investigate further, he pressed on, eventually stumbling upon a set of strange footprints on the forest floor. These footprints appeared to belong to a massive humanoid creature, adding to the hiker's apprehension. Despite his growing unease, the hiker ventured deeper into the woods. However, as he delved further, the chilling cries for help echoed once more, this time from nearby. Fearing for his safety, the hiker made a swift decision to retreat, sprinting back to his car as the unsettling sounds drew closer. This harrowing encounter left the hiker shaken, vowing never to venture into the depths of the forest alone again. The mystery surrounding the origin of these terrifying noises lingers. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This next clip, all the way from Argentina, showcases an animal that might seem comical at first glance, but it's actually one of the rarest sightings you'll ever come across. In this video, a man is casually walking along a trail when he suddenly encounters a strange creature burrowing into the dirt. At first glance, this creature appears amusing and almost cartoonish with its white appearance and undulating body shape. Initially mistaken for a shrimp, it soon becomes clear that this creature is something entirely different when it raises its head. As it emerges fully, we see that it resembles an armadillo. But armadillos aren't supposed to be white, right? Well, this particular one has albinism, a rare condition resulting in white skin due to a lack of melanin production. Encountering an albino armadillo, like the one in this video, is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence, making it an incredibly rare sight. While undeniably funny-looking, it's also a fascinating example of nature's diversity and quirks. There are two types of people in the world: those who believe in sea monsters and others who think it's just a myth. If you fall into the latter category like me, this video might just change your perspective.
Look at that.
The footage captured in this video is quite confusing and leaves us questioning whether it's real or just a trick of the eye. As the video begins, we witness a massive creature swimming on the water's surface, leaving the man behind the camera equally bewildered by the sighting. Initially, the creature's movement resembles that of a whale, but as it emerges from the water, its weird head shape becomes apparent, bearing no resemblance to any known sea creature. At one point, the head even appears reminiscent of a hippo's, leading to a momentary misconception. However, as the creature gracefully reveals its tail while breaking the water's surface, it becomes evident that it is indeed an aquatic entity. While the true identity of this creature remains a mystery, many viewers speculate it to be a sea monster, given its extraordinary appearance. What are your thoughts on this mysterious creature? Feel free to share them in the comment section below. Imagine you're out exploring ancient ruins, soaking in the history, and suddenly you come face to face with this. Pretty chilling, isn't it? This video, captured by a tourist, showcases a truly bizarre creature spotted at an ancient ruins tourist destination. As the cameraman pans across the ruins, a strange and terrifying creature peeks out from a large entrance. Resembling a strange mix of an alien and a zombie, the way it peers into the camera is quite terrifying. It's a shock for anyone to encounter such a thing out of nowhere, especially in a place as historic as the ruins. Understandably, the tourist behind the camera is rattled and scared, prompting a hasty retreat back home. This video raises countless questions. What exactly was that creature? What was it doing in the ruins? And most importantly, why did it fixate on the tourists like that? Do you believe in ghostly possessions? If not, then this video might make you reconsider.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
In this eerie footage, a man explores an abandoned house that appears to have been deserted for quite some time. As he records the desolate interior, he comes across a strange sight. Startled by this unexpected discovery, the cameraman's fear intensifies, prompting him to recite prayers.
Allahu Akbar! La ilaha illallah!
To his horror, as he begins chanting, the cameraman's terror escalates as he witnesses this inexplicable sight. Still trembling with fear, the cameraman cautiously approaches the toy and kicks its head to determine if it's somehow alive. Finding no response, he hastily retreats, ending the video. The eerie phenomenon is sure to haunt the cameraman's nightmares for weeks to come, leaving us questioning the unseen forces at play in the abandoned house. Imagine venturing into the depths of a forest at night, the darkness enveloping everything, and then encountering a sight that sends shivers down your spine. This video, although blurry, captures such a chilling moment. Given its size and the setting, speculation runs wild. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot, often rumored to roam secluded forests? Or might it be a bear, its stature and eyes visible, just enough to be caught on camera? Alternatively, the skeptical mind might wonder if this is a clever hoax, designed to stir up fear or excitement. The ambiguity of the footage, combined with the eerie setting, fuels the mystery. The creature remains unidentified, its intentions unclear, and its reality uncertain. If I was the man filming this video, I would have ran away as fast as possible, as the possibility of me being so close to such a creature during the night into the forest terrifies me. A chilling scenario, set deep within the woods at night, was captured in this unnerving video.
Hey!
High up in one of the towering trees, an unexpected and horrifying sight unfolds. There, amidst the dark silhouettes of the branches, is a girl. But this is no ordinary scene of a child climbing a tree. It's something far more unsettling. The girl is screaming, her cries alarming all the residents, and her movements are erratic, almost as if she's thrashing or bouncing against her will. The scene gives off an intense feeling that she might be possessed, exhibiting behavior that's typically associated with horror tales of individuals overtaken by forces beyond their control. The entire spectacle is deeply unsettling, transforming the natural setting of the woods into a backdrop for a terrifying encounter. The video leaves me with a lingering sense of dread, and the uneasy question, what could have caused such a disturbing display? There is a substance straight out of a horror movie that no one has been able to explain, even to this day.
Yeah, it's just kind of gooey and stretchy. It looks kind of like tar.
This is what many beachgoers have noticed at South Carl.
We're exploring a series of images and clips reporting on peculiar black sticky blobs appearing along the beach. These strange substances spark a wave of curiosity and intrigue, looking so out of this world that people can't help but wonder if they've stumbled upon something alien. The first accounts of this substance dates back to 1986 in Caracas, Venezuela, but it has been appearing every now and then, and there are cases of death from this unknown substance. The blobs are unusual and captivating, creating a buzz among locals and visitors alike. They're gooey and dark, contrasting starkly with the usual beach scenery, leading to all sorts of wild guesses about their origin. Could they be some bizarre form of sea life, pollution, or even evidence of extraterrestrial life? Despite almost 2 decades of study and millions of dollars spent identifying it, the cause of the substance has proven difficult, and there are still no definitive explanations as to how it appeared. I find this video very interesting, as I have never heard of this phenomenon, and it created a mystery yet to be solved. Embark on a mysterious journey into the forest at night, where the video at hand captures something truly unusual. High up in the branches of one of the trees, there's movement that catches the eye. A black, hairy figure skillfully navigating through the limbs. The creature's presence is initially obscured by the dense foliage, but as the video continues, we get a clearer view. What emerges from behind the leaves is astonishing. The creature bears a striking resemblance to what many would identify as Bigfoot, a legendary being that's been the subject of folklore and countless eyewitness accounts. Whether this is a genuine sighting of the elusive Bigfoot or just a trick of the light and shadow in the forest remains open to interpretation. Yet, the video undoubtedly offers a fascinating and unsettling encounter with something extraordinary in the still of the night. I incline to think that this video is real, and the face of the creature with that creepy smile gives me shivers down the spine. We're introduced to a girl, seemingly engrossed in making a video, completely oblivious to the eerie occurrence unfolding behind her. As the camera rolls, an unusual and chilling spectacle emerges from behind the wall, just over the girl's shoulder. It's a translucent figure, but its presence is subtle, not drawing any immediate attention from the girl, which adds an even more sinister layer to the unfolding scene. Unexpectedly, the creature retracts, stopping short of actual touch. This moment of near interaction frightened me. Who knows what this creature might have done? It's as if I'm watching a scene from a horror movie, where the boundary between the ordinary and the paranormal is blurred, leaving me on edge and questioning what might happen next. I recently visited Lake Como, one of the deepest lakes in Europe, and I want to share with you some strange things. The lake is known to have all sort of things at its bottom. As you can see in this clip, it is a graveyard for cars, tanks, warplanes, and all sort of things. But the lake is famous for something else, something creepier. It is said that somewhere at its bottom lies a monster called Loriosauro, similar to the one we all know at Loch Ness. The earliest sighting dates to 1946. Eyewitnesses allegedly reported seeing a reptile-like animal swimming in the waters of the lake. It is said to not be aggressive unless disturbed. However, folklore says otherwise, with some encounters being deadly. There are even earlier reports of its existence, dating as old as several hundred years, with old pictures immortalizing these claims. So if you want to visit Italy, I suggest you take a trip to this ancient lake as well. But be careful if you think of diving in the water. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. In this video, we're introduced to an extraordinary and somewhat unsettling creature that defies the usual expectations of wildlife.
شكله بد مناخ الربع. شوف راسه شوف كبره.
At first glance, the creature's head resembles that of a dog, equipped with notably sharp teeth, suggesting a fierce nature. However, as the camera continues to record, it reveals that the rest of the creature is far from what one might anticipate following the canine-like head. Instead of a dog's body, the creature boasts a form that eerily mirrors a human's, complete with a humanoid torso and an enlarged belly, which adds an unusual dimension to its appearance. The limbs are present, yet they deviate from the norm. The arms are devoid of hands, and the legs, although shorter, end in feet that bear a resemblance to human feet in their shape. The creature's skin is a distinct gray, enhancing its otherworldly look. Even more intriguing is the fact that, despite appearing unconscious, there are visible signs of breathing, making me anxious thinking about the possibility that it could wake up at any time and harm the person filming. I have no idea what this creature could be, but if you know, let us know in the comments. Imagine witnessing a scene that defies everything you know about fire and water. As the video plays, we see an individual attempting to extinguish this unusual fire with more water, intuitively thinking it will douse the flames. However, the fire only grows more intense with each attempt. This unexpected turn of events adds to the intrigue, leaving viewers puzzled and in awe. The spectacle of fire burning on water is a fascinating study in contrasts. Typically, Water is the go-to extinguisher for flames, but here it seems to feed the fire instead of fighting it. This scenario might involve flammable substances floating on the water or underground gases feeding the flames from below, turning a simple act of nature into a captivating display of its complexity and mystery. I find this phenomenon extraordinary, giving life to the metaphor. In this intriguing image from the Pirin Mountains of southwestern Bulgaria, we're presented with a captivating mystery embedded in stone. The photograph shows a man's foot placed beside a remarkable impression on a rock. A colossal footprint that seems to echo the shape of a human foot, but is magnified to an astonishing scale, at least 8 times larger. The footprint's most striking feature is its toes, which bear a striking resemblance to those of a human, suggesting familiarity yet paired with the unknown. The rest of the footprint, however, veers into the realm of the mysterious, with proportions and contours that don't quite match our expectations of a human foot, hinting at a creature of extraordinary size and perhaps unknown origin. The mind races with possibilities. Could this be evidence of giants, as suggested by myths and legends that span cultures and eras, creatures of immense stature whose existence has faded into folklore? Or might this imprint hint at the existence of Bigfoot, the elusive creature reported in various sightings throughout the world, yet remaining shrouded in skepticism and mystery? This image left me with more questions than answers, and I am very curious of knowing what could have left such a mark, and if the creature still exists. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you, and if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Imagine encountering a creature so unusual it seems to challenge the laws of nature itself. This tiny reptile, with its pair of heads atop a single body, appears as if plucked from a realm of fantasy or a mythical story. This rare condition, known as bicephaly, is a form of conjoined twinning, but is exceptionally uncommon in reptiles. The two heads sharing one body might make you think of mythical creatures or beings from a realm of fantasy. Yet here it is, a living turtle that defies common natural expectations. It is fascinating how these animals with bicephaly can live without problems. They give us a rare glimpse of nature's diversity. Step into a scene that blurs the line between the familiar and the utterly mysterious. This video, captured on a Texas beach, presents us with a creature that defies easy categorization.
Imagine being on Bolivar Beach and this turns up. KH11 viewer Patricia shared.
It kind of looks like an anemone you'd find in the ocean, with lots of tentacles that are soft and jelly-like. But here's where it gets super weird. The creature's mouth. It's big and looks super scary. Kind of like the mouth of a sea lamprey, but even larger. This isn't something you'd want to bump into while swimming. The creature's color is another strange thing. It's gray, which isn't what you'd expect for something like an anemone. This unusual color makes it look even more out of the ordinary. So what is this thing? Is it just a strange kind of anemone, or is it something we've never seen before? The video leaves me guessing, showing me just how many weird and wonderful things there might be out there that we still don't know about. Embark on an up-close exploration of one of nature's more ethereal creations, captured in this video where a man holds a fascinating creature in his hand. The fish's mouth is notably sharp and pointed, resembling an arrowhead, which adds to its unusual and striking appearance. This pointed mouth is likely an adaptation to its natural environment, helping it catch its prey in the cold waters it usually inhabits. Transparency in fish, like that seen in the icefish, is an extraordinary adaptation. It's often a form of camouflage, making the fish nearly invisible to predators and prey in the water. Despite being out of water in this video, the icefish retains its see-through appearance, allowing us to marvel at its unique physiology up close. This type of fish is a very interesting sight to see, and thanks to this video, we have the opportunity to dive in the diversity of the nature. This next video is the kind that makes me question reality, because if it's true, I'll be haunted by lakes forever. In this footage, we see a serene lake captured from a distance. Everything seems calm until you spot something emerging from the water's surface. It resembles a head, swimming with only its top visible. As the cameraman observes, a boat passes by, seemingly unfazed by the presence of this mysterious entity. The cameraman is also left confused, unsure whether it's just a piece of floating debris or an actual creature. Despite its movement, some viewers speculate it could be the legendary Loch Ness monster. Personally, I lean towards it being driftwood, given its consistent speed and lack of additional movement. But even with my skepticism, there's a lingering fear that if this video is even 1% real, I'll be avoiding lakes for the rest of my days. This next video from a YouTube channel that delves into a strange mystery that has left scientists and researchers scratching their heads for over 15 years. Back then, in Chile's Atacama desert, a mummified skeleton was unearthed, and let me tell you, it's unlike anything you've ever seen. Some people even suggest it might be, well, alien. This little skeleton stands only 6 inches tall, but its appearance is downright strange. Despite its petite size, the bones tell us it belonged to a child, aged between 6 to 8 years. The lower body resembles that of a human, complete with legs, arms, and a rib cage. But things start to get odd as you move up. Its collarbone is shaped like a U, and its neck is unusually long compared to the rest of its body. And then there's the head, elongated from the forehead with slanted eye sockets. This mysterious creature even made appearances on television shows and documentaries. So, was it truly an alien? We're still scratching our heads over that one. Scientists have thrown around a bunch of theories. Some suggest it might be a mutated baby with elongated bones, but honestly, those are just theories for now. I usually hop on TikTok to see adorable animals and fun dances, but every now and then, a video like this pops up and shakes me up. The video came from a TikTok account and showed a really strange encounter. In it, we see a car being followed by a mysterious figure late at night on a deserted road. This figure looked somewhat human, but its appearance was bizarre and unsettling. The driver, understandably alarmed, cautiously backed away from the figure, but it continued to follow them with an eerie, unnatural walk. Honestly, the whole thing gives me the creeps. Imagine being in that situation with some unknown person, or who knows, maybe something else, heading your way in the dead of night. You're left wondering, what's their deal? Why are they out there at that hour? And what were they planning to do? If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. There are folks who believe in aliens, and then there are those who don't. But if you're in the latter group, this video might just make you rethink things. Straight out of Mexico, This clip looks like it's been plucked from a sci-fi flick. It was captured by a driver going back home from his night shift. In his capture, there's this strange beam descending from the sky, and at its source, there's this eerie glow. Whatever's emitting that light seems pretty massive, judging by the glow's size. Now, this beam isn't just hanging in mid-air. It's targeting a spot in the distance. It's like something out of those movies where beams snatch up humans and critters. And sure, you might think, this could be computer-generated imagery. But honestly, the way that beam and glow blend seamlessly with the surroundings, it's pretty convincing. So, if this isn't some hoax, maybe we should start getting ready for those alien abductors making their move. Ready to witness creatures straight out of my wildest fever dream?
What could it be?
This clip unfolds on a beach, where a family stumbled upon a truly bizarre and massive creature during their trip. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, a gooey mass with an orange hue, adorned with flame like patterns. But that's not the end of it. Something seems to be trying to emerge from within the creature, forming bubbles that resemble a mouth as if it's breathing. As you move closer to the center of the mass, it appears white with a rougher, orange texture towards the outer edges. Plus, it's got tentacle-like appendages both around and within its body, some of which are transparent. This whole situation is just plain strange. Maybe it's a creature from the mysterious depths of the ocean that got washed up on the shore, or perhaps it's some kind of alien entity. But whatever it is, the way that kid took a picture sitting so close to it is seriously scary and dangerous. You never know what this creature could be capable of. Venture into the shadowy realm of a forest on a winter night, illuminated only by the beam of a flashlight, through this chilling video. The scene is set deep within the trees, where the silence of the snowy landscape is pierced by the unexpected sight of glowing yellow eyes peeking from behind the forest's darkened veil. The intensity of the eyes, shining with an eerie luminescence, captures our full attention. Their mysterious glow raises a haunting question. What creature or entity do they belong to? The possibilities send our imagination into overdrive. Are these the eyes of a hidden animal, perhaps a nocturnal predator with reflective eyes caught in the flashlight's glare? Or is there a more mysterious, unexplainable presence lurking in the forest? If I were that man, I would have ran away as quick as possible. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Imagine watching footage from a surveillance camera, capturing the quiet of the night at a children's playground. The focus is on a swing, which at first glance appears to be in use. However, there's no one around, and as you pay closer attention, the scene takes on an eerie atmosphere. The swing is moving back and forth with such intensity that it seems as if an invisible force or presence is propelling it. The more you observe, the more the situation feels supernatural, especially when you notice the vague, shadowy outline that seems to occupy the swing. This shadow doesn't have a clear, defined shape like a person. Instead, it's amorphous, almost like mist, enhancing the ghostly vibe of the footage. This video gave me the chills and left me wondering, what was that thing? I incline to think of something supernatural, because I doubt that kids would be using a swing during the night. There is something about this scene making me curious. Imagine you're watching a video filmed by a driver at night. The scene illuminated only by the vehicle's headlights, but then something unexpected appears, briefly captured on the phone camera as the car speeds by.
It makes it closer!
To the left of the car, visible through the window, there's an odd, unsettling presence. It's a figure that resembles a lady, clad in a long, elegant gown reminiscent of styles worn 60 years ago, grand and out of place on a deserted road at night. The dress flows gracefully, suggesting a bygone era of sophistication and formality. However, there's an eerie quality to this figure. Although her face isn't visible, there's something about her posture, the way she's standing, that stirs a deep sense of unease, hinting that she might not be of this world. The fleeting glimpse raises more questions than it answers, leaving the viewer. Imagine you're cruising down the road, heading home after a demanding day at the office, when suddenly you witness this coming down from the sky. This video, originating from Russia, captures the breathtaking descent of what appears to be debris from a meteor. The sizable meteor fragments are hurtling down from the sky at an impressive speed, casting a radiant light that illuminates the entire city. The spectacle reaches its zenith as the meteor debris crashes into Russia's Ural Mountains, unleashing a powerful shockwave that shatters windows and rattles buildings. Notably, this incident was unintentionally well documented, thanks to the widespread use of dash cameras in Russia at the time. Numerous dash cams recorded the meteor streaking across the sky, followed by the dazzling flash accompanying its explosion. Elizabeth Pearson, an astronomer from Cardiff University, points out that the shedding of debris from a substantial asteroid is not an uncommon occurrence. It happens more frequently than one might think. While the event took everyone by surprise, it left an enduring impression on those fortunate enough to witness this cosmic display. This video might just make you rethink that leisurely stroll through the woods. As this couple is just walking in the forest, they spot something big and dark, moving among the trees. At first, they think it's a bear, which by itself would be enough to worry about, right? Personally, I would certainly not stick around to make this recording. But what is even more scary is that after a few moments, this bear does something bears don't usually do. It stands up on two legs, just like a person. That's when the couple knows it's time to get out of there, fast. The camera's all shaky as they run, trying not to trip over anything, and you can't see any much more after that. So what was that thing? Some say it might be Bigfoot. Considering how it stood up on its two legs, the dark hair covering its entire body, and the overall massive size, could it be true? While some may doubt the existence of ghosts, this video could sway even skeptics. A man at home witnessed a spooky event, a chair swaying on its own. Perplexed by the sight, he grabbed his phone and started recording. Intrigued and somewhat spooked, he called his wife to witness the unusual spectacle.
Hey, hon, come here.
However, the wife, overwhelmed by fear, hesitated to approach the mysteriously moving chair. There is also something this guy said that made me think. He said that this is the most active he's seen it during the day, which makes us realize that this is not the first strange sight this family has had. But the recording took a chilling turn once he got closer to the chair and looked at the reflection. We can clearly see someone standing in the chair, and even more bizarre, we can then see the ghostly entity stand up from the chair, and it lunges at him.
I'm not liking this. Hon, let's go to dinner.
The man was visibly shaken and started calling for his wife to get out of the house for a while. The lingering question remains: what was the ghost's motive behind this unsettling manifestation? Numerous Bigfoot sightings circulate on the internet, with some debunked but a few remain a mystery. This particular sighting, though less known, is quite compelling. The creature captured in the footage closely matches the traditional descriptions of Bigfoot. A man noticed this creature lurking behind the trees. He anticipated its return and decided to document the encounter. After a short wait, the creature emerged among the trees and gradually moved away. Its massive black hair and bipedal form challenges any simple explanation as a mere bear or person. I personally believe that it is something distinct and notably too enormous for it to be just a man in a costume. The man's recording provides undeniable evidence of an encounter with a large, unidentified creature. This video originates from Paraguay and has left people in both fear and confusion. In the footage, recorded by locals in a Paraguayan village, a creature is seen floating in the water. This creature appears lifeless, but its strange appearance adds to the mystery. The creature has a hairless, fur-deprived body with 2 arms and legs. Resembling a human, its hands are particularly unsettling, displaying a humanoid structure with 5 fingers and a palm. While the creature's face is not clearly visible in the footage, it is suggested to bear a resemblance to the mythical chupacabra. The chupacabra is often described as a creature that acts like a vampire, killing animals by sucking their blood. Stories of such creatures date back several decades, with the first major wave of alleged chupacabra sightings reported by farmers in Puerto Rico in the late 1980s and early 1990s. This video adds to the ongoing lore surrounding these mysterious beings. Our oceans are captivating, housing creatures that often leave us wondering if they are real or some form of extraterrestrial being. This video showcases one such enigmatic sea creature found in the mud. The creature possesses a strange appearance, featuring a hard shell covering half of its body, resembling a shrimp on the other half. Notably, the hard shell displays 2 closely spaced eyes, and the tail exhibits 3 large tentacle-like structures. Despite its alien-like appearance, this creature is not otherworldly, but a horseshoe crab. Horseshoe crabs, while not actual crabs, are characterized by their slow movements and the habit of hitting the beaches of the Atlantic Ocean in late spring. Their name originates from the horseshoe shape of their shell. Interestingly, the horseshoe crab's existence spans an impressive 450 million years, challenging the notion of simplicity in the natural world. Imagine yourself as a hiker exploring the deep Canadian Acadian woods, and suddenly you spot a large black creature stealthily trailing you. Naturally, your instinct would be to record the encounter, much like the hiker in this footage. The video captures a sizable black creature stalking the hiker from the bushes. After a few seconds of realizing it has been spotted, the creature ventures off into the forest, and the video concludes. In terms of appearance, the creature appears tall, possibly ranging from 8 to 10 feet in height when compared to the nearby woods. Its head and neck exhibit humanoid features, and its body is covered in thick black fur. It seems the hiker may have captured a rare and unsettling sight, the legendary Bigfoot. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Exploring abandoned places has never turned out to be good in years. Still, people don't ever stop doing that. Take these guys for instance. They decided to go to an abandoned building in the middle of the night and then got scared when they saw a ghost standing in their way.
Just go, take the right.
What else was going to happen anyways? The ghost had white overalls on and looked like a ghost of a patient. As the location of the places was never mentioned, we can make a guess that it was an abandoned hospital. The ghost could be a patient who died there. And the sight was scary enough to have the people run for their life a second after watching the figure standing in front of them. Was it a real ghost? Or was it a fake video just to get some attention on the internet? The conclusion is on you to make. While busy capturing his bunnies engaging in random activities, he heard something weird outside. Following the noise, He moved towards the window to see what it was, and to his shock, it resembled something straight out of a horror movie.
There's something like
crouching down there.
Yeah, could you get the light?
In the midst of darkness, a small ray of light fell on the figure apparently crouching down on the ground. However, as soon as the cryptid realized it had been seen by humans, it didn't waste a second before leaving the place. Despite being shocked to the core, the guy went out to get a clearer picture of the scary thing he had just seen. Unfortunately, the creepy figure was already gone for good before anyone could reach it. When looking back at the video, although blurry, I can see that this can't be an animal. The shape resembles a human, although it looks very strange and feral. This video sparked a clash online upon its posting, with many people claiming it as the ultimate evidence of cryptids being real, while others insisted it was a fake video. Regardless of which side you're on, witnessing such a thing in the middle of the night can be a downright scary experience, and there is no denying that. Feel free to draw your own conclusions about its authenticity. Woods have always been associated with mystery and darkness since mankind found its way on Earth. With creepy surroundings, wandering deadly predators, and the ominous darkness. However, this does not deter humans from visiting such potentially dangerous places. Take this guy, for instance. He decided to wander off looking for evidence of the unknown, and that is exactly what he found. Venturing deeper into the forest, he sensed a weird energy getting closer to him. Soon enough, he saw what exactly was making him feel that way. A scary figure, dressed as a normal human being, was standing a few feet away from him. The man pointed his flashlight towards the figure, but it did not move. It seemed as if the figure was just standing there, staring at the man, warning him to get away or face deadly consequences. Fortunately, the man heeded the warning and left the place before anything bad could happen.
I heard something here.
What's that?
Go.
Uploaded anonymously, the video remains a mystery yet to be solved. In my opinion, it could be someone's hanging clothes, but there was a head attached to it, so the chances of it being a ghost are very high. This video was found on a camera discovered in the Scottish woodland a couple of years ago. The camera had only a small clip of two bikers riding around the woods. During the ride, the camera turned towards a scary figure standing right beside them. The bikers paused for a second, looked at each other, before deciding to ride away from the place, as that creepy figure was not something they expected in normal circumstances. The figure had a white face and was completely covered in black overalls. It looked creepy enough to scare even the bravest man. Whether that was just a prop put in the forest to give a scare, I can hear something like a scream in the recording as well. Either way, I am glad they decided to pedal away and not investigate. What happens in abandoned buildings, especially when the buildings were once used for all holy purposes, like churches? This clip might give you a glimpse into the world of the abandoned and the paranormal. Recorded by a security camera placed inside the church, this clip appeared to be very normal at first. There was not a single soul in sight, but then something weird happened. A shadow figure appeared at the backside near the windows. It looked like the shadow of a bent man with a cloth on him, walking around. Everything returned to normal, only for the shadow to appear again, but this time slightly at the front near the benches. The possibility of a human being there is very low, so anyone who saw a clip quickly determined that it was a ghost. Or is there more to this clip that we don't know about? For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.